Okay, guys, welcome to this week's Fife Property Market Update. This is the look at from the week beginning the 2nd of January to the 8th of January, and we'll look at how many properties were listed across the market in Fife against how many properties were actually sold itself in the same week. Gives an indication of supply and demand. We'll talk about the start to the year. We'll talk about the Boxing Day bounce and how it's still going strong. I'll show you some information, some charts on that, and also for the whole of last year, 2021, compared against 2020, our website as well in the activity, showing that the demand is outstripping even the year before. So supply is even less now than it was the year before, and demand is now outstripping more than what it was the year before. We've got a boom again, definitely a boom. Unless there's a huge resurgence of supply coming into this market, it isn't going to change anytime soon, and the boom is here to stay. That's the reality. So we're also going to talk about properties that are coming to market this week, properties that we've sold this week, properties that have concluded this week. We're going to talk a wee bit about my wealth creation show tomorrow. I'm going to be running that live. It's only going to be my personal channels. So my personal profile channel is there. My public profile is, you can click on this in this post. You can follow that page and you'll be notified at 6:30 when we go live tomorrow. I will be teaching people wealth creation secrets and how to do that every single Monday, 6:30. Live for the next year. I'll also be doing one-off sessions every single month for our own property investors that use our services, but that's going to be a personal Zoom, a private Zoom seminar, and it's only going to be for people that actually use us just now for property management and also landlord and services. So that's what's going to be happening so far. Let's dive straight into this and talk about some of the information that's coming through. So this is what happened last week right across the Fife market. I mean, you know, it's probably half of what is usually typically in the area. I mean, Cooper, 1 property instructed, 0 actually sold. East Neuk, 2 instructed, 2 sold. But this is the pickup to the start of the new year. Everybody's now getting back to work, getting into the stream of things. St Andrews, 7 versus 0 sold. So 7 properties have come on. A wee bit more supply. Levenmouth, 6 versus 6. So basically, there's no change in Levenmouth. Same with Dunfermline. The demand is immediately outstripping supply. Glenrothes, 11 versus 8. Kirkcaldy, 4 versus 14. Kirkcaldy is going crazy. So prices in Kirkcaldy should be going up, up, and up. Okay, let's talk about Boxing Day bounce. No, let's talk about some solds first. So this is what's sold so far with us. And actually, this is what sold during the Christmas and New Year period. So Craighead Farmhouse is now sold. That was offers over 300,000. This was on it. And this was sold for a really good price. It was a 2-bedroom end terrace. Just that bit there. It wasn't this for 300,000. It was just that end terrace right there. We sold this 3-bedroom apartment here for 405,000 last year. Another agent sold the downstairs a week before for 300,000. But hey ho. We all don't get the same results, and that just proves it. Anyway, okay, let's jump on to Kirkwinding Crail, 1-bedroom apartment. It's away. It went away on Hogmanay. It was away in our social media channels within 1 day. It was listed on the websites on New Year's Day, but effectively it was gone. Deal was done in Hogmanay. So this is the whole point that you have to understand. You need to follow our Facebook pages. You need to jump in straight away when we have a personal, a pre-portal launch, to get there before anyone else, or you'll just miss out exactly what happened here. So this went away, and it was away on the Hogmanay itself. We also sold another house on Christmas Eve. I do this deliberately to show people you can be as busy or as quiet as you want to be at the Christmas and New Year period. It's entirely up to how your agent is motivated. That's all it comes down to. So closing date is also set straight away. First closing date of the year for 16 Law View in Leven. This is a stunning 4-bedroom detached villa on a substantial plot, new build. So it's offers over 290,000. That's going to have a closing date on the 20th of January. So you need to jump in quick if you're looking for that type of property in the Levenmouth area. Now, bearing in mind, and I'll just jump back to say that this is a 4-bedroom detached villa on a substantial plot, and this is a 2-bedroom end terrace in Crail for almost the same price. You choose. I think this is good value for money at that price point, but you decide for yourself. Okay, so let's look at Boxing Day bounce. This is what's happened in the Boxing Day bounce so far. I'm going to monitor this right to the end of January and show you exactly. So next year, if you're thinking of selling or you're thinking of doing anything, the Boxing Day bounce is where it's at. There's Boxing Day. There's where it happened, and see that activity going right up. This is New Year's Day. Everybody took time off and had a wee drink. And then it starts to spike again. It starts to go up and up and up. And now every single day we're getting over 1,000 visitors every single day now. So that just shows you that's 1,000 visitors to our website every single day. This is it compared to last year, and this shows you straight away. Look at the Boxing Day bounce last year, the dotted line. So this is the same period last year, way below what it is this year. It's 20% below. So that means you can see that there's huge amounts of demand compared to last year. So if you thought last year at New Year was busy, it's even busier in terms of demand this year. And again, we've got shortage of supply. So that is, you can tell you straight away, there's a boom coming again. So this is what happened from the 1st of January to the 31st of December. This is our website for last year. Now, this shows you, now, the thing to bear in mind there, 450,000 visits. That's 450,000 visits. That is a lot of visitors every single month. That's probably just under 40,000 visitors to our website every single month. That's 1,000 a day. 1,000 every single day, more than 1,000 every single day coming onto our website. But you can see the peaks. So there's the Boxing Day, there's the 1st of January where it went right up. And in the summer periods, this is where it is. Now, I'll be honest with you, this is where you've got to understand. There's the demand all up there, but you've got to understand as well is there's where all the supply goes in as well. So you often get this period of time where prices are actually leveled out, and you won't get the astronomical offers that you'll get and the terms agreed to you'll get in these areas here, because in these areas here there tend to be less supply on the market, but you've still got all that demand when you jump back to here. You've still got 1,000 people a day looking on our website for property and on our Facebook pages as well, and following our Facebook pages. So you've got to understand that this is where this wee mini lockdown happened in between. And that's why the demand dropped a wee bit in terms of activity. But then, as you say, it goes down to the Christmas period, but you're still sitting at 5,000 in terms of the number of people coming in every single. Now, this is based on weekly. So you can see 5,000 every single week, which is round about just under the 1,000 every single day. Now, let's factor in the year before to show you how much demand it was last year compared to what it was the year before. So there is give me 2 seconds. I'll just pop that on. I don't have that graph for some reason, but the year before, I can assure you, is completely different. I'll see if I can catch that graph and I'll come back to that. Okay, so let's talk about as well closing dates. As I said, 16th of law, 16 law view is a closing date. 290,000 offers over. Coming soon. Watch out for these ones coming soon. This is Mans Park in Kennaway. This is a 3-bedroom semi-detached house finished an extremely high standard. This will be coming soon on a pre-portal launch. So that one, follow our Leavenmouth Facebook pages. If you're looking for a 3-bedroom semi-detached house finished at high standard in Mans Park in Kennaway, follow the Facebook page for Leavenmouth. That's where it'll go live on a pre-portal. This one will be East Neuk. These ones, Brayhead Road, Pittenweem, 2-bedroom, 2-reception, semi-detached bungalow with an amazing attic room. It could be really good potential for further development. Massive corner plot, and it's got the sun on it all day long from morning till noon. I can guarantee you that, because I've been there and I've seen it all the way around. I did a coming soon, but I didn't actually show the property when I did last week. Queen Margaret Street in St Monans will be coming soon as well. That's a 3-bedroom, 2-reception, 2-bathroom, semi-detached on a corner plot as well. Good off-street parking there. And Invery Street in St Monans, a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom terraced house over 3 levels. That's coming onto the market as well soon. Completed for this week, just one completion for last week. Keys handed over, start of the year. Congratulations to Kate, first-time buyer in the East Neuk area. It's not a holiday homes, folks. First-time buyer, East Neuk area, Lindsay Berwick Place in Anstruther, 2-bedroom semi-detached villa. That was a home report of 185,000. It actually went £12,500 over the home report value. So good result for that type of property in the East Neuk area. So congratulations to Kate. Let's talk about as well some of the articles. You can go on and look at yourself. Some of the things that we did yesterday, we ran a show and it was the revamp. So we talked about we talked about buying, revamping, renting, and repeating that formula. This is BRRR: buy, refurbish, refinance, and rent. This is our track record for sustainable lettings and success and wealth creation in the buy-to-let industry. And this is what people follow all the time. Now, we did a show with this yesterday. There's also a podcast on that link as well in this post. So if you click onto the blog, you will go onto the show. You'll see that runs an hour. You've got it on the podcast as well on that same link. You've also got that article we talked about. Now, it's a really good article. It's 5 pages worth of information about that system, about how to for sustainable letting success in the buy-to-let market. The other show we ran as well during the week, I did that with Jimmy Mullen. This was about 7 different things that you could do seven different things a Fife home seller should and shouldn't do in 2022. This is because what happens is quite a lot of house sales kind of fall through in between, but you don't get to know about it because they're still under offer and they're still technically sold subject to concluded missives. So it takes a wee bit of effort to get back on track. So it often happens in the background, but you never get to see it because it always gets put back on track as a result. It's just niggling in between. And as estate agents, we actually step in and actually try and sort these differences of opinions out, but we often do that way beforehand. But the key statistic here is on average 1 in 3 have a wee bit of jittery feet and cold feet in terms of what they're doing. Now, that's not with us, that average, but remember, there is other agents in that figure, so that must be with them. So the key ones here are get your ducks in a row, carpets, make sure carpets are all tidy as well, potential for your home to shine, don't let your garden grow. There's a lot of good information in there from Jimmy and myself. So again, that's a really good article. I've put the post on there on the link. It's to the show, it's to the podcast, and it's to the article itself. So you can read it, you can listen to it. Often a real good tip, what I used to use all the time, is I used to, and I still do, I use my car as like a mobile university. So I often, instead of listening to the radio, I listen to podcasts. So I listen to podcasts from people that are far more successful than me in industries that I want to learn about. So it becomes productive time rather than actually just listening to tunes, which is just, it's great and we'll all like it. But I'm learning while I'm driving as well. And when you think about if you struggle to learn or you struggle to get the time to do that, that's making really good use of unproductive time in terms of what you're doing, traveling in between appointments or even to your work in the morning. Think about if you're traveling to your work and it maybe takes half an hour there, half an hour back. There's an hour a day. There's 5 hours a week. You could be listening to some information. That's almost a college course, getting into 5 hours a week, and then over a period of time, that's like day release. So you're 5 hours a week, every single week, maybe within 1 or 2 years, you've learned everything there is to know about a specific subject that you wanted to learn about, and yet that was unproductive time that you'd never thought you had before. And that's one of the ways that you can create additional wealth, because what happens is your skill set moves up as a natural result of that. Therefore, you become more employable by other industries and other people, and potentially your own employer then looks at you and goes, I think we'll just upgrade you to a different level. So that's what happens over a period of time. Now, it happened for me when I did this over the last 30 years. So I went from effectively a window cleaner to a financial director before I was 30-year-old. And then I was financially free before I was 38-year-old. But that's another story, and we'll talk about that in the Wealth Creation Show. But that's the type of things that you can do over a long period of time in order to get additional skill and create additional wealth for you and your family and your future, and make you more employable, make you more marketable, make you more accessible to other people in your skill set. So that's just one wee thing I'm going to talk about tomorrow on the show. We're going to talk about, we are going to talk about how you would initially find a property. We're also going to show you some examples, James and myself, of properties we've actually done and how we did it in that scenario. And it will last an hour, and that's it. We're off the air after that, and then we'll see you the next Monday after that as well. So it definitely is. Yeah, absolutely, David. Good evening, Angela. How are you? And Dave, yeah, definitely a long game. It's a life game, exactly. You have to play the long game. I call it the farmer mentality. If you ever know what farmers do, basically they buy the seed, so they invest the money in the seed. They plant the seed, they sow the seed, they nurture the seed. They don't get any return at all until the very end when it's all in full harvest. So then that's when the harvest at the very end. But all this effort's going in the beginning and then the harvest at the end. But the harvest is huge and the yield is huge in comparison to what it was in the beginning. And that's what the farmer mentality is. So that's how people compound wealth over a period of time. Again, I'm getting into another strategy of compounding wealth and pensions and how that can extrapolate over a period of time, depending on what asset class you're investing in. But again, we'll talk about that tomorrow at 6:30 on Monday night. And I've put my link on there, as I said, to my public profile. Finally, just a wee quick talk about the instant valuation tool. It's on there for you as well. You can have a look at that for your own pleasure. As I said, let's look at, I've got this one. I've got this one back, folks. It must have been in an old scenario where I did that. I'm just going to jump off of these ones here, and I'm going to share this way again and show you this link here. Just bear with me. Let's jump on. The beauty of live. There's the numbers, and there's the yep. There you go. Okay, so here it is here. This is the one I was talking about the whole year for last year for our website. This is just our website. So remember, that's over 40,000 visitors a month to our website almost. That's almost like a size of a stadium. That's a big football stadium, 40,000 people at any one point every single month. A lot of these people come from further afield. They come from big cities like Glasgow, like London, like Edinburgh, also like Dundee, and locally as well, Dunfermline. We get about 2,000 visitors from the Dunfermline area. We get about over 1,500 from St Andrews as well, every single month from St Andrews area, East Neuk area. So we get all these people driving to our website, and that's why when you see it on our website first, and you are a preferred buyer, so if you're a preferred buyer and you've got priority access, you can often get access to our properties before it actually goes to prime location, Zoopla and Rightmove. So please register with us. That's important. So let's see what happened the year before. So look at the activity the year before. Now, you thought the year before was a boom, not last year, but the year before that. You thought that was a boom, but there's where the lockdown came in, and then boom, we came out, and then the market went boom. But look at that. It's actually less going into the end of the year than it is this year, as you'd see. So we're basically in the same amount of activity that we did before. And if you thought the start of the year before that, before we got into the lockdown, was actually a boom, look at the activity. It's almost double what it was the year before. So we expect that to happen again, all over again. There's not going to be much that's going to affect this figure and the activity in the market. So that's what I'd say. So if you've got any questions, please feel free to message us direct. I'll tune in tomorrow night on my public profile. It's on the link on here. Follow the page, and we'll see you at 6:30 tomorrow night on the Fife Property Wealth Creation Show. Bye-bye for now.